Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a deep breath and let this truth settle in your heart. Something powerful is happening in your life right now, even if you can't see it. Doors are being unlocked, battles are being fought on your behalf, mountains are moving, and the most beautiful part, you don't even have to do it alone. Life has a way of making us feel like we are stuck in a never ending storm. Maybe you've prayed, you've hoped, you've tried, and yet it feels like nothing is changing. You look around, and all you see are unanswered questions, unfulfilled dreams, and disappointments that weigh heavy on your spirit. But let me tell you this, just because you can't see the progress doesn't mean it isn't happening. Just because the breakthrough hasn't arrived yet doesn't mean it isn't on the way. Imagine a seed planted deep in the ground. It doesn't sprout the moment it is buried. It stays hidden beneath the surface where no one can see it. But something is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is building. And when the time is right, that seed will push through the dirt and reach for the sky. Your miracle is like that. Just because it's buried doesn't mean it isn't growing. Just because it's unseen doesn't mean it isn't real. There's a plan unfolding in your favor, a divine masterpiece in progress, and no setback, no delay, no obstacle can stop it. The timing may not be what you expected, but trust this. What's meant for you is already on its way, and when it arrives, it will be bigger, better, and more beautiful than you ever imagined. So, don't let the waiting make you doubt. Don't let the struggle make you give up. Keep standing, keep believing, keep expecting, because right now, in this very moment, something extraordinary is happening behind the scenes. A way is being made, a miracle is being prepared, and soon you will see what was always meant to be yours. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Imagine the very thing you've been praying for, hoping for, and waiting for. Now, I want you to embrace a truth that has the power to change everything. You are not alone in this journey, and something powerful is happening for you right now, even if you can't see it. Life has a way of making us feel like we're wandering through uncertainty, waiting for a breakthrough that seems just out of reach. There are moments when nothing makes sense, when doors remain shut, and when every effort feels like it's met with silence. But just because you don't see the miracle unfolding doesn't mean it isn't happening. Think about the quiet transformation of the seasons. You don't see the flowers blooming in real time, but one day the barren trees burst into color. You don't hear the roots pushing through the soil, but beneath the earth life is taking form. Your miracle is the same way. It is not absent, it is in motion. Right now, in the unseen, strings are being pulled, paths are being paved, and obstacles are being removed to bring what is meant for you into reality. The waiting can be hard and the silence can be deafening, but this is where trust becomes your greatest strength. When you feel like nothing is happening, remind yourself that the most powerful transformations often occur in the quietest moments. Miracles don't always announce themselves with thunder and lightning. Sometimes they arrive as a whisper, a small shift, a sudden opportunity, or a moment of clarity that changes everything. Hold on to the belief that right now, in this very second, things are aligning in ways you can't yet comprehend. The pieces are falling into place, the right people are being positioned in your life, and the path is being cleared for something extraordinary. You don't have to force it, chase it, or worry about how it will happen. Just stay ready, stay faithful, and know that what is meant for you is already in motion. There's something about waiting that tests the very core of who we are. You pray, you hope, you take steps forward, and yet nothing seems to change. The silence feels endless, the delays feel discouraging, and you start wondering, is it ever going to happen for me? But here's what you need to understand. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen. A delay is not a denial. Think about the sunrise. No matter how long the night feels, no matter how dark it gets, the sun always rises at the exact moment it's meant to. It doesn't rush because the world is impatient. It doesn't appear before its time, but when it does rise, it lights up everything in its path. Your miracle is like that. It is not denied. It is simply aligning with the perfect timing, a timing that will bring the greatest impact, the most blessings, and the deepest fulfillment. So often we mistake delays for abandonment. We think that because something hasn't happened yet, it means we've been forgotten or overlooked. But the truth is, every delay has a purpose. Sometimes it's protecting us from something we don't see yet. Sometimes it's preparing us for something greater than what we originally asked for, and sometimes it's simply allowing things to be set in motion in ways we can't yet comprehend. What is meant for you is already written, already designed, already coming together. Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's been taken away from you. Every moment of waiting is shaping you, strengthening you, and positioning you for something that will not only arrive, but will arrive in a way that leaves you speechless. So don't mistake the waiting as a no. Instead, see it as a whisper from the universe saying, hold on, I'm making it even better than you imagined. There is a quiet magic in the unseen. Just because you can't see something happening doesn't mean it isn't real. Think about the roots of a tree long before its branches stretch toward the sky, long before its leaves dance in the wind. Something powerful is happening underground. The roots are growing deep and strong, anchoring the tree so that when the storm comes, it will not be shaken. Your miracle is like that. It is taking root in the unseen, forming its foundation, preparing itself to emerge at the right time. But here's the challenge. Our minds crave proof. We want to see the progress, feel the shift, witness the change. And when we don't, doubt creeps in. We assume nothing is happening simply because we can't measure it with our eyes. But some of the most extraordinary transformations happen in silence. A caterpillar doesn't look like it's changing inside the cocoon, but in the hidden places, it is becoming something breathtaking. A river carves through stone, not with noise, but with persistence. Growth is often invisible until the moment it reveals itself. Right now, beyond what you can see, things are moving in your favor. The right doors are being unlocked, the right people are being positioned, the right opportunities are being prepared. Just because you don't see it yet doesn't mean it isn't happening. And when the time is right, all of it, the struggle, the patience, the faith, will make sense. So don't let the silence fool you. Don't let the waiting make you think that nothing is shifting. Your miracle is unfolding in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The roots are growing, the foundation is forming, and when it finally breaks through the surface, you will realize it was always happening exactly as it was meant to. Nothing and no one can stop what is meant for you. Not the delays, not the detours, not the obstacles that rise up against you. What is written for your life cannot be erased by circumstances, nor can it be taken away by setbacks. It may take time, it may not happen the way you expected, but when something is meant for you, it will find its way to you. Unstoppable, undeniable, and right on time. Life has a way of throwing roadblocks in our path, making us feel like we've lost our way. You may have faced disappointments, rejections, or moments where you thought, maybe it's just not for me. But here's what you need to know. Those challenges are not there to take your miracle away. They are there to prepare you for it. Every delay, every setback, every closed door is redirecting you, shaping you, strengthening you so that when your moment arrives, you are ready to receive it fully. Think about water flowing down a mountain. It doesn't stop when it meets a rock. It doesn't turn around and give up. It finds a way around, over, or through. No matter how many obstacles stand in its path, it keeps moving because its destination is already set. That's how miracles work. They don't stop because something is in the way. They keep flowing toward you. No matter what is meant for you will not miss you. No mistake can cancel it, no challenge can block it, and no delay can deny it. Even if it takes longer than you expected, even if the path looks different than you imagined, trust this. Nothing can stop what has already been set in motion for you. Keep believing, keep moving forward, and watch as the impossible turns into reality before your very eyes. Every struggle you face, every tear you've shed, every moment of doubt you've wrestled with, it has not been for nothing. Nothing you have gone through is wasted. Every challenge, every setback, every unanswered question is shaping you, preparing you, strengthening you for the miracle that is coming. What feels like a delay is actually a season of preparation, molding you into the person who will be able to receive and sustain what is meant for you. Think about gold. It doesn't shine in its raw form. It goes through fire, intense heat, and pressure before it becomes something valuable, something precious. The same is true for you. The trials you've faced are refining you, removing what doesn't serve you and making space for something greater. The pain, the confusion, the moments where you felt like giving up, they are not signs that you've been abandoned. They are proof that something powerful is happening behind the scenes, something that will make every struggle worth it. Look back at your life. Think about the times you thought you wouldn't make it, the moments you thought you were too broken to continue. And yet, here you are, stronger, wiser, more resilient than you ever imagined. Every difficulty you have faced has equipped you with the strength, wisdom, and courage you need for what's coming next. Your struggle is not the end of your story. It is the foundation of your breakthrough. So don't despise the process. Don't let the hard days convince you that nothing is happening. Instead, trust that every experience is working together for something greater than you can see right now. Your miracle is not just about what's coming, it's about who you are becoming. And when the moment arrives, you will stand in awe, realizing that every battle, every delay, every struggle was leading you exactly where you were always meant to be. The waiting season is not a punishment. It is not a sign that nothing is happening. It is an invitation to trust, to believe, and to prepare. Too often we let the waiting make us weary. We let the silence convince us that nothing is shifting. But faith is not about seeing, it's about knowing. It's about standing firm even when the road ahead is unclear, even when nothing seems to be changing, even when doubt tries to creep in and whisper, maybe this isn't for me. Imagine a farmer who plants a seed. He doesn't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. He trusts the process. He waters it, nurtures it, and believes that even though he can't see what's happening beneath the soil, something is coming to life. That is the kind of faith that carries you through the waiting. It is not passive, it is expectant. It means waking up every day knowing that your miracle is already on the way, that things are shifting behind the scenes, that what you've been hoping for is already taking form even if you can't see it yet. But faith alone is not enough. You must also prepare. If you truly believe your breakthrough is coming, then act like it. Walk in confidence. Speak as if it is already yours. Get ready to receive what you've been asking for. The waiting season is not a time to sit still. It is a time to get stronger, to grow, to align yourself with what is coming. Because when the door finally opens, when the miracle finally arrives, you won't just receive it, you'll be ready for it. So don't mistake the silence for absence. Don't let the waiting make you give up. Keep believing, keep expecting, keep preparing. Because what's ahead of you is greater than what's behind you. And when the time is right, you will look back and realize that every second of waiting was not wasted. It was necessary to shape you into the person who is ready to step into the miracle that was always meant for you. When your miracle finally arrives, it will be greater than you ever imagined. The struggles you faced, the nights you spent questioning, the moments you felt like giving up, all of it will make sense. You will look back and realize that what you were waiting for was not just delayed, it was being prepared, perfected, and multiplied in ways beyond your understanding. Life often teaches us to settle, to shrink our expectations, to believe that maybe we are asking for too much. But what if the delay wasn't about withholding your miracle? What if it was about making it even bigger, even better, even more fulfilling than you originally envisioned? What if the obstacles weren't blocking you, but redirecting you towards something greater? Think about a child who asks for something small, not realizing something much bigger is being prepared for them. They may feel ignored when their request isn't immediately granted, but what they don't know is that something far more beautiful is on its way. You are that child. Right now, you may think you know what's best. You may think you know what you need, but there is something being aligned for you that goes beyond your limited vision. When it arrives, you will understand why the waiting was necessary, why the struggle was part of the plan, and why settling for less was never an option. So don't lose heart. Don't let frustration make you believe that your story ends here. Stay open, stay expectant, stay ready, because when your miracle finally unfolds, it will not just meet your expectations, it will surpass them. It will come in a way that leaves no doubt that every tear, every delay, every unanswered prayer was leading you to something far greater than you ever dreamed. And when you stand in the middle of it, overwhelmed by the magnitude of what has been done in your life, you will know with certainty this was always the plan. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Feel the weight of every struggle you've carried, every unanswered prayer, every silent battle you've fought within yourself. Now I want you to release it. Let go of the doubt, the fear, the feeling that nothing is happening for you, because something is happening. Right now, in this very moment, your miracle is in motion. The pieces are aligning, the right doors are preparing to open, and what is meant for you is making its way toward you. This is not the end of your story. This is not where you give up, shrink back, or assume that what you've been waiting for is never going to arrive. This is the moment you choose to believe fully, deeply, without hesitation, that your miracle is closer than you think. It may not come in the way you expected, it may not follow the timeline you planned, but it will come. And when it does, it will be greater, fuller, and more beautiful than you ever imagined. So keep going. Keep believing even when it's hard. Keep standing even when you feel tired. Keep expecting even when nothing seems to be changing. Because one day, sooner than you think, you will look back on this moment, the waiting, the struggle, the unanswered questions, and you will understand. You will see that every delay had a purpose, every obstacle was a lesson, and every moment of doubt was simply a test of faith before something extraordinary entered your life. When that day comes, when your miracle finally arrives, you won't just receive it, you will be transformed by it. You will know without a shadow of a doubt that you were never forgotten, never abandoned, never ignored. You were simply being prepared for something so much bigger than what you thought possible. And when that moment happens, you will stand in awe, knowing that everything, every single thing was always leading you here.